4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Now, interesting thing here, it just goes to show you on this here how well the Giants did on it just during this one particular game on offense. Once again, according to PFF, that's all I'm going by here, because it gives me something, the grades that they have for the pass and pass block and all that. It gives you something, something to look at here. So let me go, once again, share the screen. And we'll go to the offense. All right, let's go here. All right, Giants. And we'll go to game reports with the Cowboys. We'll go to the offensive side. Now, the Giants had 4 players over 80. I mean, that's really, really good. And then, of course, Skattebo came in at 73.6. So, but we had 4 guys, actually 4 guys over 85. I mean, that's really freaking good. Of course, Russell Wilson, 88.2. Wan'Dale, 87.3. And then, of course, Malik Nabers, 85.7. But just it goes to show you how good, how important it is to have Chris Manhertz on this roster. Look, I mean, his passing. I mean, he ain't, he ain't setting no records as a receiver, nothing like that. But look at his pass blocking, 76.3, run blocking, almost an 80, right? His grade, he was only in for 14 total snaps, grade at 86.7. I mean, he's like having another offensive. I mean, the first 3 letters of his last name, man, that tells you the dude, the dude is special. I mean, as far as his blocking, very important to have him on there, right? And I mean, first comes to work, right? If he's on the line, if something calls for whatever, I mean, he did have a touchdown reception last year, right? But, I mean, he can catch the ball, but he is invaluable, his blocking. I mean, if we look at, let's see where we at here, right? Chris Manhertz, where we at here? His pass blocking, 76. Theo Johnson's pass blocking, 31. Chris Manhertz is run blocking, 79. Theo Johnson, 64. Right? Where's Bellinger at? Bellinger. Okay, Bellinger's pass blocking, 65 almost to 66. That's not bad. But Manhertz, 76. His Bellinger's run blocking is a 60. Manhertz is almost 20 points higher. I mean, his blocking is just, you look at the dude, it's like, I mean, he's a well put together dude. I mean, that's why he's on the team. That's why the guy doesn't catch any pass. Why do we want the guy? It's like, or like, why do we have him on the? Why don't we keep Dulcich? Right? I think he led the team in touchdown receptions, and why do we keep him? Right? He's catching all the passes, touchdowns, scoring his point. Woo! Right? Why do we keep him Manhertz for? Well, now you see why. The guy can block. Right? Skattebo, 73.6. Look, he's running 82.8. Huh? Where we got his pass? I don't know what happened. His passing or whatever. But his pass blocking 68.8. I'm sorry. Right? So 40.9. Something must have happened. I'm not exactly sure in the passing department. That I don't know. But Jermaine Eluemunor was 65.7. But you'll start noticing a lot of our offensive linemen. We didn't have a ton. We only had 17 guys in there. And actually, if Hudson didn't explode in the first drive and we kept him on the field all the time, we would only had 16 players playing offense. I mean, that's minuscule, really. Right? But Hudson played the first drive, right? All 16 plays, right? And then he was off the field. Didn't go back in on offense, right? So basically, we had like 16 players just on offense all game. I mean, which is not much. But you'll notice, unfortunately for us, according to PFF, the grades of our offensive linemen is nothing to really write home about. Okay, I said Eluemunor was 65.7. Okay, right. Devin Singletary was only in there for 4 snaps. Shame. Graded out of 60. But you'll notice everybody else here was graded under a 50. Tyrone Tracy, 59. Marcus Mbow, 59. Okay, you know. His first full action, graded out of 59. Not bad. Not bad. Theo Johnson, 58.59. Darius Slayton, 55. Jon Runyan, 54. Jaxson Dart, 52.8. I ain't worried about that at all. I mean, I ain't worried about that one. He was in there for 3 snaps. But Manhertz, 51.7. Daniel Bellinger, 47.1. John Michael Schmitz, 43.6. James Hudson, 17.2. Right? But you look down here, right? Between Hudson, John Michael Schmitz, and Van Roten, and Jon Runyan, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the bottom 6 players were offensive linemen. Yeah. Got to get better at that. But I mean, we didn't wind up having a lot of players going in there on offense, which is a bit odd. But I've been doing this with the grading and all of that with PFF after the Giants lose usually, right? And I always go over the grades and all that. And, you know, I don't know if I've ever remember seeing a time when the Giants have had 4 players like over an 85. None of them quite hit 90, you know, but. No, man, you get into the 80s. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive.